Yeah. Cause, hey, people, pitney. Yo, we have a sad one today. And from the other day, I should say, because this have been so heartbreaking to see such a tragedy. You know what I mean? And this is a neighboring country of ours, Venezuela, because we share Caribbean Sea, I believe, right? Um, Venezuela is more massive than Jamaica in land space, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, they are our neighbor. It's like a family, you know what I'm saying? And we see where Venezuela actually, showed and displayed bravery and, you know, camaraderie. And they were the ones who were targeted because this is a massive earthquake and a double earthquake that, simultaneously came and shook the place. It's like a 7.8 magnitude we're talking about. Um, yeah, let's get into this because I got a lot to say, but I don't think I have the strength or the vigor, the courage to really, go through it all as what I would love for y'all to see that I've been seeing about this earthquake that had struck Venezuelan people. You know what I'm saying? So the post is captioned saying shocking footage shows building collapse during mid evacuation as powerful earthquake strike Venezuela. Now, I must say, viewer discretion is advised seeing this because your heart may just leap like mine have, seeing this for the first time. Um, yeah, and there's more for us to read and get through as fast as possible. Let's see what this says. So it says here that dramatic footage has captured the moment a building collapsed during a powerful earthquake in Venezuela on Wednesday, June the 24th. Right? And today is Friday. Oh wow, today is Friday. What are you saying to me? So today is the 26th of June. Not too long woke up, so my brain isn't really right in its place. You know what I'm saying about the date. Now, so it's saying that this earthquake struck Venezuela Wednesday, the 24th of June, which would be 2 days ago, because today is the 26th. And I'm here in Jamaica, you know what I'm saying? So the video shows residents desperately evacuating as the structure suddenly give way. Yes, I would assume to say, highlighting the chaos and panic as the quake struck, right? People were seen rushing to safety moments before the building fully collapsed under the force of the tremor, right? The shocking images have since spread um, widely online, showing the intensity of the earthquake and the speed at which the situation unfolded. Authorities are continuing to assess damages and respond to the impact of the quake. Hashtag Venezuela, hashtag earthquake, hashtag breaking news, hashtag natural disaster. I'm saying? So it's sad to see such an atrocity, you know what I'm saying? Prayers for the people of Venezuela and prayers for everyone all across the world because there's so many bad news all across the world that I gotta share some good news too in my upcoming vlogs because there's so many good news that is also not being reported. People seem to love to run with the bad, but it's necessary that we do bring the bad that may affect more lives. You know what I'm saying? So the bad will be more promoted as a mean of, to be aware, especially with Brazil. The news we've seen in Brazil, there's an entire family who had died in an air balloon, right? They paid for a trip, right, in the air balloon and it caught a fire high in the sky. they had no ulterior motive. But some had jumped to land and died. Some burned in the sky and died. And then we had Oliver Tree, the major superstar, music hit maker and influencer, public figure, Oliver Tree, who had died in a helicopter crash, that took the life of about six. And that's just crazy. Like, what's happening in Brazil, man? They need better equipment and things in place or something, So let's get into this video here because we have quite a few others to share. Okay, so look at this. See that? Now, that's crazy. These people are seeing death before their eyes, but they got the drive to keep their feet moving and alive. Look at that. That person actually seen death right there. That person is blessed. I swear. Yo, that is crazy. You seen that? That is a moment that no one should live to experience. It's crazy. That is so sad. And I've seen a few buildings fall here in Venezuela, right? In a few videos. Let me go look for them. And other shocking images and footages of the earthquake. All right, let's go check on what's going on. Yeah, folks, so this the first video I came across searching for the building falling, but I haven't reached there yet, but I think this is also interested to share. So this post is from Lady Maga. I'm not sure if that's making America great again. You know what I'm saying? Lady Maga. Um, so this post is captioned saying, after the earthquake in Venezuela, many felt that something opened under the ground. And this would definitely seem like a attack from that CERN, if y'all have been aware about this CERN energy that they can use to replicate bad weathering and control weathering and those things, earthquake and catastrophe. This CERN machine that they got there, I believe somewhere in America, and all these first world country who have power, they have all these um weapons of mass destruction that it knows how to deceive the people. That is one of the main ability that is used in these weapons nowadays. Weapons that bring diseases, plagues. These to make it seem as if it's a natural, mystic or something. But these are how the modern weapons are. It mimics nature to destroy or disrupt a community or a nation of people, or the entire world, you know. So yeah, let's read more into this post before we play and see the strange events. So this post reads that after the earthquake in Venezuela, many felt that something opened underground, as if by breaking down, the earth had released a red energy towards the sky. Science associated with possible seismic light. I'm familiar with the term seismic, I may be pronouncing it wrong, but it's a term I've heard used in science before. Probably Neil deGrasse or one of them that I've been listening to. Um, yeah, so what does it say here? Electric shocks that can appear when rocks fracture under enormous pressure. In other earthquakes, such as in Mexico, green light have been seen. They can also be white, blue, violet or yellow, but in Venezuela, the light was red, hits differently. Here, the red carries a story of power, pain, and control. That's why, for many, it wasn't just a natural phenomenon, it was a sign full of symbolism, memory, and energy release. Well, I think that this person is trying to protect Trump, saying that it wasn't America that involved in that earthquake, and they may just make some sense with the lighting, because we'll see the sky lighting up here, and I don't know, I don't know, I've never witnessed it before, so I would just have to listen and do more research if such thing is possible for lighting to, appear from the rocks clashing from these earthquake events. Okay, let's see. Let me see. Okay, so those are the lighting in Venezuela, the night skies. This would definitely be some attack, some sign of attack. If this light isn't AI, or is it spaceship? I don't know, aliens, a lion. This is crazy though. I don't know what y'all make of this, but it's some strange phenomenal thing here going on. And it keeps repeating, starting over. So what I'm going to do now is to look up other videos of the earthquake that have caused building to fall there in Venezuela. Okay. Yeah, people. So this is the video of the building collapsing in Venezuela. Look at this. Look at these tall building. I'm just seeing this here possible happening in Jamaica. We've never seen it this bad before in the modern time. I mean, we've had the Port Royal event, but that was before the now generation that is here on earth now was never there to witness. So hopefully we don't have to suffer any magnitude of earthquake at this level here in Jamaica. But we do um, are compassionate about others who have to suffer these atrocity, you know what I mean? So hopefully that if it were to ever happen to us, we get the support we need from everyone else. So we have to band together and highlight and share our like put out condolences and for those who have suffered, and try to share the grief, help them to have some of the grief and the remorse. It's a good thing to exercise for those who definitely needs it, and with the fact that they're a neighboring country of ours here in Jamaica for a share in the Caribbean Sea, we must be on the forefront highlighting this, and having people to be aware, because now is a time where earthquake is very prevalent among us all mankind throughout the world. Let's see what this post is reading here before we play it, because it's saying quite a few things, and this is also from Lady Maga official point two, and she's saying God have mercy on all of us, even you, especially the Venezuelan here. So she gave an update saying Venezuela earthquake death toll rises to 188 to 1,520 injured, right? So the death toll rises to 188 people, but 1,520 people injured from that. She's saying 200 people trapped, right? 157 missing. And this is a report from June 26, 2026, and that's today, y'all. Now, this was from earlier, right? Because um, this was liked and I had reposted this hours ago. You know what I'm saying? So this was the numbers have changed, obviously. Um, so it says La Guara declared disaster zone. Okay, Caracas, neighborhoods San Bernardino, Pinto Salinas, El Paraiso worst hit. Those are the places that were worst hit. So if you identify those places or have family members, friends, associates there, then you may just be worried or should be worried, highly concerned. And condolences goes out to those who have lost friends, loved ones, lost their lives, have suffered, injured, have suffered, witnessing see it, because just the sight of these things can break you and change your life forever. So with all that is confirmed, right, 188 dead, 1,520 people injured, 157 trapped. Um, Another figure is missing here. Oh, and 157 people are missing, 200 people still trapped in the rubble, with toll rising by the hours, and many hours have passed already. So 250 buildings damaged or destroyed, right? That means 200 buildings have to either rebuild and or refurbish enormously, like with a lot of work need to be done. That is how bad they have been destroyed from the earthquake. You know what I'm saying? So it's saying that 250 buildings damaged or destroyed. Satellite images show collapsed hotels, damn, warehouses, and dozens of homes in La Guaira, right? That have collapsed. So satellite image have showed all of that. USGS, I think is some satellite thing, I'm not sure. USGS predictive modeling death toll. Okay, so they're the people. USGS is an organization, it seemed, that issued the death toll and keep track of all that people are concerned about. So USGS predictive modeling, death toll will most likely run into the thousand, right? Substantial probability of exceeding 10,000. Oh my goodness, I hope not. They're saying the death toll will mostly run into the thousand. Substantial probability of exceeding 10,000. And after the earthquake had happened, people were already saying that some of the first figures that they had put out was that about 50,000 people going to 100,000 people were possibly lost their lives. You know what I mean? But now we're getting some professional statistic and conduct statistics that they have conducted, and with the numbers of fatality and injuries and trapped, you know. So the figures are more acceptable now, and understandable. So it's saying that rescue team racing to extract survivors, Doctors Without Borders deployed, residents sleeping outside, fearing further collapse. Damn, international response. UN deploying urban search and rescue team. That is the United Nations. And US, Colombia, Cuba, Panama, Dominican Republic, Qatar, Brazil, all sending aid. Where's Jamaica? How is Jamaica not mentioned? Andrew Holness, you taking side? Interim President Delcy Rodriguez, dozens of buildings have collapsed. We are carrying out very intense rescue efforts to save as many lives as God allows. Yeah, I like that. As God allows. New satellite images extensive damage visible across La Guerra. Fire damage also visible consistent with firefighting operation. New footage shows building collapsing, widespread destruction across affected neighborhoods. Right? This is crazy. The toll does not yet fully include La Guerra casualties, expected to rise significantly. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Sources this is from the CNN News, Al Jazeera, NPR, NBC News, and all that, USGS. Um, yeah, folks, that is crazy. So we'll see this video. Imagine the amount of people that may have possibly been trapped in this building here. I don't want to think about it, but I'm glad we're not seeing anyone at the window or on the balcony or at the roof or cleaning windows, hanging from some racks. That would be crazy. Like the massive America Twin Tower 9/11. Um, I wouldn't even call it bombing because that was like orchestrated from inside, you know? So, yeah, are you ready, guys? Make sure you close your heart and pray to live because you may just suffer from seeing this video with the building collapsing and thinking how many people may have been trapped inside, with no possible chance of escaping. Now, let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All system go. Oh, no. Damn. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. A building fell right. Well, a big structure of the building fell. It may just be the balcony piece that fell right after that woman. She sort of resembled my mom too. Oh my goodness. This is so hard for me to watch. The lady, let's go back. The lady that covered her head running before this building had collapsed. Here she is. She sort of resembles my mom. Is she white? My mom isn't white, but my mom's skin is light. Oh my goodness, how terrified must she have been. And this thing have dropped very close with debris goodly flying, harming her, hindering her, or anything. So it reads that Venezuela earthquake toll rises to 188 to 200, still trapped, or 200 still trapped. Death toll rises to 188. But apart from 188, they have another figure of 200 people trapped, and they have a figure of 1,520 people injured, and another figure of 157 missing, and the rescue is ongoing. Now look at this lady that escaped a near death experience, it seems. I hope she escapes it. Because look, oh my, look at that. A entire room came down. Bathroom structure, kitchen. Look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Plenty of people may just be trapped under that. Plenty. Kids. Oh my goodness. That is so sad. Venezuela. I hope this is not an attack from the CERN, the evil foreign government, right? Because they had indicted what's his name, the government or the president of Venezuela, right? And we've seen the rapper Tekashi 69 was imprisoned with the same prime minister or president of Venezuela who Trump had, sent his military to go capture. And they said that they accuse him of making himself a president of Venezuela. But I believe that because our Prime Minister Andrew Holness is not as a badass as like the Cuban leader or Ibrahim Traore, right? Or the Venezuelan president. Our Jamaican Prime Minister, he isn't a badass as those guys. So You know, he'll continue to be a puppet or a pawn. He even said it that he's a coward. You know, so I guess Jamaica won't have to undergo none of these weather type attack. You know, disasterly, seemingly weird attack like what Haiti had suffered. Similar. And this earthquake had a double effect. Like it came, boom, and came immediately again. You know, so if you thought you had everything had stopped, then it starts again. And that's the worst kind of earthquake that people don't too see much of. So that is why it gives speculation for people to conspire with the theories, you know, conspiracy theories. So let's continue into this video. Look at that. Oh my goodness, they're trying to pull people from the rubble here, as you see. And they're not even on solid grounds, because if you look here closely, this here can collapse at any time. You know what I mean? But despite their lives being in danger, they're still trying to help others to get out of the debris. You know what I'm saying? So it's so sad to see what Venezuela had to endure here, to suffer from. Damn. Okay, let's get it. So when that building collapsed, it's what they show you after how it is. Where exactly you see them pulling the people from. You know? It's the same building. Here. Look at that. Tons of building destroyed. Here. My good. I can't. I know some of y'all think it's exciting seeing the building fall, because a lot of us like to see like trees fall, timber, you know. But considering that people may just be trapped inside makes it a whole different thing and feeling and vibes. Because when we say timber, we're giving the alert for people to look out, you know. But here, there's no time for that, you know. You have no time to think. You just got to be ready for what to come. Yeah, so let's look at one last video with what people are speculating about this earthquake, this high magnitude of earthquake that had got or hit Venezuela. Yes, chat. So this is a very interesting video, right? This young man, he has some Marcus Garvey type of energy, so you may just want to believe him. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, he presented himself in type of old-fashioned suit, respectable black man, fighting for you know, social equality and all them things against, you know, suffering brutality from white suppressors. You know, that's the image he gives off here. And the video is captioned saying, so Venezuela just okay, so I don't think there's much reveal in the post here. So the post here said that the day Venezuela celebrate the battle of Carabobo or Carabobo, the same day the earth shook. Two earthquakes seconds apart. I talk about that. Coincidence to some, a sign to others. When the earth shakes, people begin to ask questions. Pray for Venezuela, reflect deeply, watch carefully. And I would say listen carefully also, because there may be some sense to what this young man is saying. You know what I'm saying? Now listen up.
So, Venezuela just shook. This isn't geology, this is war. On June 24th, two earthquakes hit Venezuela back to back. A 7.2, then 40 seconds later, a 7.5. The largest quake to hit Venezuela in over 125 years. Buildings collapsed in Caracas. 164 confirmed dead. Thousands feared. A tsunami warning was even issued. The airport shut down, and the nation declared a state of emergency. I need you to understand something. This isn't just a natural disaster. June 24th is a national holiday in Venezuela, the Battle of Carabobo in 1821, the day they declared independence from Spain. See, the people were home, the buildings were full, and the earth opened up. Ephesians 6:12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and rulers of dark places. Not all of you are going to understand this. I'm talking to the ones who's awake. See, this is principality move. Most people don't know this, but let me show you something deeper. Venezuela sits on the Caribbean plate, literally where two tectonic systems collide beneath the sea. In Job 41, it describes Leviathan, the beast that stirs the deep. That makes the water boil like a pot, that causes the earth to tremble at his rising. See, the ancients, they weren't writing mythology. They were describing something real that moves beneath the surface of this world. Now follow me. Venezuela sits on the largest proven oil reserves on earth. More than Saudi Arabia, more than Iraq, more than any nations on earth. Oil is ancient energy, compressed life from the deep earth, the lifeblood of global power. And the nations that control oil control the throne. Just before the earthquake, Maduro had already been captured by US forces, and Venezuela is in a political collapse. See, the system, it doesn't want you connecting the dots. Just think about this for a second. On National Independence Day, everyone is at home at 6 p.m., and then an earthquake happens. This is not random, brothers and sisters. This is orchestrated in a realm that most people can't see. Be still, know thyself, and know God. All praise due to the Most High. All praises.
All praises, young brother, man.
So, Venezuela.
Yeah, so that's it, guys. I don't know what y'all believe. If y'all believe that it's a deliberate attack from their CERN weapon of mass destruction that mimics weather catastrophe, you know what I mean? As many believe that the storm that had hit Jamaica last year of recent, Melissa, right? Many believe that it was a deliberate man-made storm used by the elite, you know, just as how some believe that this earthquake that struck Venezuela is similar to that of Haiti, that people been saying that it was orchestrated, you know what I mean? Or do you believe that it is a sign from God, right? As some believe, or do you just think it's, you know, it's just time being fulfilled, you know, saying that in the last days we'll see many more disaster, earthquakes, and, you know, because these things weren't so frequent, you know, the further we go into the past, you know, but now in the future of today, these things are very rampant, happening so often. And, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy, brother man and brother woman. Yeah, so I think that's it. That is that. I'm out of here, folks. Yakety yak. Don't go.